This video is about the way I make home fries. And I think they're the best. I've been making potatoes for years and I've tried lots of different methods. And I love this one. I love it the best because it's easy and they taste great and they're crispy. I start with white onion, or actually that's a yellow onion, and I'll cook it. I'll slice it this way. I use about a third, so about this much is what I used. Just use however many onions you want. Um, and I cook them, or I cut them in different widths. Like some I'll cut thin, some I'll cut slightly thicker, so that some of them will cook down and become like real crispy caramelized, and others will be a little chunkier, a little crunchier for. Right, that's. Do you hear Weeble? Weeble needs something. All right, so onions are first. And then what I typically do is I do a jalapeno, maybe half of it. And I'll cut all of this out when I do it because it's just too spicy for me if I leave that membrane in and the seeds. You may want to do it differently. But I'll cut that out. Get rid of all that. And then I'll just slice it like that. But today I'm not doing that because I have a oven roasted jalapeno from last night that I already took the membrane out of and the seeds out of, most of the seeds anyway. And so I'm going to use this. And that looks like a lot, but it's already been roasted in the oven, so it becomes a lot more mild after you cook it like that. And then this is the best for last. So it's a baked potato. Get whatever size you want. That's a great size for me for breakfast. And this was cooked 2 days ago. Regular, rub it with oil and then rub it with kosher salt. And then I bake mine in a 400-degree oven for an hour. But I'll put them in this pan. I'll put them in a cast iron pan and cook them in the oven. I think it makes them crispier, but any pan's fine. And then I just cut them like this. And like that. All right. And since these these jalapenos are already cooked, I'm not going to cook them with the onions and the peppers. If it was a fresh jalapeno, I would. This is my largest cast iron. It's a number 10 from Field Company. I could do this in my number 8, but this one is so well ahead of the game on the seasoning. This guy's a little behind on the seasoning. He's not quite as darkened as that one because that one gets a lot of use, and this little guy gets a lot of use. So I'm going to do them in here, even though this is a larger size than I need for this. What I'm doing, and we use coconut oil in this house for frying. You can use whatever you use. And the pan's already been preheating on a really low heat for about 10 minutes. I just had other things to do. Normally I'd just give it 2 or 3. And I just jacked it up to 6. And I'm going to work this oil around. That doesn't look like it's enough, actually. I'll put a little more in there. All right, that's plenty. All right, now everybody goes in, meaning the potatoes. Let me see if that's hot enough. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to mix that around, get the oil on all the pieces. Okay. And get everybody in a pile in the middle. And then I hit it with, I got the Himalayan pink salt. Use whatever you want. And black pepper, of course. And then I like paprika a lot. think that's the secret spice here. And I use a lot of it. You know what? I have smoked paprika too. Gonna give that bacony flavor even though I don't eat bacon. That's a lot of paprika, so I'm not sure how that's gonna turn out. Alright, then they're gonna cook like this, and I'll move them around after they get a little brown on that one side. They've been cooking a couple minutes. Make sure the potatoes tip over and make contact with the pan. Okay. All right, let that go again. And I'm going to whip up an egg. The more air you can get in it, the better. Makes for a much fluffier egg. And then I like to put salsa on mine. This is a tomatillo salsa I made last night for fish tacos. Cilantro, tomatillos, onion, and jalapenos. And I roasted everything first except for the cilantro. And there's garlic in there and salt. But any store-bought stuff is what I normally use. And then I also like cheese. So I'm going to grate some of this up. It's just cheddar. I've given it another stir. The beauty of the baked potato is that it's already cooked. And if you did this with a regular russet potato, this would take 40 minutes and it'd be super starchy and sticky and it would be a really unpleasant experience. But this is a very pleasant experience. So it's been cooking on number 6 on my stove for I don't know how many minutes, but I like to bump it to 7, and that gives it a little bit more temperature for the final searing. I like to put like one real crispy edge on the potatoes. And then I'm going to cook the egg in the same pan. And I've got my oven preheating and my plate is in the oven because I don't like to put nice hot food on a cold plate. I want my food to stay hot. It's been on the higher temp for a little while and I already flipped them once. See how that golden is? That's how golden that is. And the bottoms are now getting the same way. So I push all this to the side of the pan. I'm going to drop the heat down a little bit. It doesn't need to be this hot for the egg. I'm going to put the cheese on the taters. Oh, forgot about the jalapenos. Get those in there to warm up. And then we're going to add a little bit more coconut oil. That's Lenny right there. Oven's at temperature. Season the egg. Smoked paprika in there. All right, that egg is cooked. Yeah. Come on top. Perfect. Warm plate. I love these things. This is going to be tough. Now that is piping hot. I won't be able to eat that yet, so I'm going to take care of the pan. Everybody out of the sink. And warm water. A chainmail scrubber. You don't want to shock the pan too much. Hot would be great, but lukewarm is fine. Just give it a quick rinse. And then scrape out anything that's stuck. And you can push down pretty hard with this. It's got all soft edges on that chainmail. It seems like it's harsh, but it's really not that harsh. All right, so all the food is out. All the food is out. And you'll see there's a little bit of, see that oil kind of beading in there? It's been seasoned nicely. Just not perfect like the other pans. So just dry it out. Paper towel. Bottom and stuff. And then I put it right back on the stove. Really low heat, like the lowest setting I've got. And that'll really dry it out. There's a little water in there, I'm sure still. And that the low heat while I eat will dry it out. And then when I'm done eating, I come back and I season it with a thin coat of grapeseed oil.